we meet Varsha inside the dark space that is her consciousness right now. She had just fainted while talking to Smith about potential compromised plans, actions, strategies for their efforts versus this God King and the Sworn. Her friend, Tenno, has been lost. The last time she had seen him was in a dream, staring at a old, withered hag who also had the images of the loving queen of Evervale. On the road between the campsite and Evtoki is Varsha. Varsha, could you make me a Constitution saving throw?
22.
A 22. What a great way to open the episode, because then I could then look and see if something's broken. Which it was. Perfect. So with a 22, I think you are able to, for a moment during this darkness, you flutter, your eyes flutter open as you start to hear the birds chirping, and you are left alone on the mudded road.
I think he pulled me off the road, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
In the bush
Okay.
nearby.
All right. Okay.
But with a 22, something doesn't seem right. A feeling of emptiness sort of weighs on you.
Did he leave anything with me? Like, is there a note or a
Make an
pin?
investigation as you take a look around and start to look for any sort of sign.
19. The nat 20 minus 1.
Be specific in this moment. Are you talking about Smith or are you talking about Tenno?
I was talking about Smith.
Smith.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking for any sign that he left something behind to communicate.
Whack, do you think Smith would have?
That's a good question. I don't think so.
Try as you might. You cannot find any mark. Or sign that Smith has been nearby. But
Okay.
with almost as if you are about to give up on looking for any sort of sign, you look down and you sort of move your feet in frustration and just sort of adjust and center yourself, and you slosh and you move your foot, and in the indent of where your foot, like your sabaton, your foot was in the mud, there is an arrow. stamped into the ground, like as if you were, as if something on your foot stamped it into the mud. It points westward. I'm sorry, eastward.
Towards camp or towards...
A direction you have not been.
I look at the bottom of my boot, I guess. Nothing.
There's nothing
There's
there.
nothing. And how far away is camp from me now?
It's about, if you remember correctly from where you were, it would maybe...
I think it was a couple of hours, so I don't know how far I am along the path
Yeah,
before I
it's
ran
about an
into
hour and a half or so, hour and 15
Okay.
back south. You're about midway.
I'm like halfway? Okay.
Yeah.
If I look at this arrow and I look in the direction east where we haven't been, is there anything that stands out, like a mountain or something that I can go, okay, that's where I need to be going if I then move?
Make me a perception as you look toward the east for any sort of landmark indicating the correct passage.
11.
As you look toward the east where this arrow is sort of pointing, you don't see much, but you do hear a trickle of running water. Almost as if, and you take a moment for a second to listen. The bird stopped chirping. There is nothing making any sound. The only sound you can make out, and the only audio that you're able to hear is from this babbling brook. And then as soon as you notice it, birds start to chirp again.
I'm losing my mind. Okay, I will walk back to camp, but I will take a look around me and I will try to commit this to memory. It's on the road. So, in fact, I will actually break a branch, something nearby so that I can identify it on the way back. And then I'm going to head to camp to try to find the rest of my party.
Yeah. I think after...
But I am convinced that
something's happened.
What are they called again? Do you know exactly what I'm worried about? You probably do. I'm worried that a certain type of individual is coming for me and must be close. Do I remember what they're called? Do you want to say? What's that group that hunts
Yes. How are they called? They're
Yeah,
mine,
you told
and I
us
made
in the
them
very
up.
beginning.
The way
Yeah.
of the way of the grass.
The way.
The way of the grasp. Yeah, them. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or I'm losing my mind and having a mental breakdown, or Tenno is actually able to communicate with me. All equally possible. Okay, I will head back to camp, and I will go as quickly as I can.
Okay. You briskly walk through the sunken road as your feet start to then lift in the suction that it creates under the clay-like road as you make your way toward camp.
What time is it now? Like, where's the sun in the sky? How much time has passed? Can I gauge?
The moon Jialoon has drifted.
Right, sorry.
It's okay. The moon of Jialoon drifted maybe a couple of inches or so. Not much time has passed
Okay,
since
so like
the last time you've maybe marked it. But
Okay.
it's not like days, or it's not like the moon isn't going down or anything. No, you are.
Okay.
It's
All right.
still
So I haven't been
relatively
like knocked
close.
out for
Yeah.
12 hours
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
something. Okay. Okay.
It feels like
Yeah.
may have passed out briefly,
Okay.
moments before, as you were probably.
Only moments, as in I could still catch up to Smith.
Is that something you'd like to do?
Damn it. No, I don't think I realized until now to look
Okay,
at the
yeah.
time. So I don't think I would have known.
Like halfway making your like a quarter
Mm-hmm.
way back towards, yeah, you're like, ah, shit, I should just turn. You do that thing where
Yeah.
you walk down
Yeah.
and you stop
Or
and
like, and I look
do,
at the
yeah.
geoloon and I'm like, God damn it, he must have been not too far ahead of me. It's assuming he wasn't using his, but he probably was.
Hmm.
So, and I actually don't know exactly where he's going.
Hmm.
I have suspicions, but I don't know for sure. And he was alone. So that means the rest of them are back at camp.
As you make your way through the sodden road, every footfall brings the suction of effort as you are slowly but surely exhausting yourself more and more, as if you're just going back and forth on this hike of 3 hours, pretty much. Though the road is relatively flat most of the way, you are still, it's a mudded road. You weigh a good amount considering the armor you aren't wearing, never mind. But there is still some effort as your feet still stick to the ground, as you have to lift up every once in a while and get through. And every step footfall there is reminds you of just uh, the stink of this bog. It is a lush area full of natural decay, as plants, trees are uprooted constantly, and the constant spill of water and moisture from the Jade Sea wash and breeze through the area and keep the wetlands and this bog sunken landscape wet and salted. There is just this bouquet of low tide, as well as like a sunken swamp. And you make your way toward the south, where you were last met with your friends. And they're there.
Do I feel different? Do I feel still weird?
That weird feeling
Mhm.
still hangs with you
Okay.
as you make your way toward the camp. You part the bushes to where you find them, and they are exactly where you expected them to be. Both Jet and Ty.
What are they doing?
What are they doing, Jet? Ty?
Smoking. Not doing much. I'm still looking where she flew off to every now and then. A bit of guilt, I guess, and confusion. In the downtime, I suppose I've also packed up most of my reagents for potions, and I'm ready to go, or for action or whatever.
Hey,
Miss Varsha,
hi.
where did you go?
Well, I flew up and then something happened. The Spellwind, I think, talked to me or opened a door for me. I could just suddenly see Tenno.
See. Seno,
Yeah,
on the boat.
yeah. It was like, it was very strange. It was like there was no distance between us. Like the Spellwind kind of shifted, and it was like a window, and I could just see him. And and he was sleeping, and dreaming, and then suddenly I saw the queen. I think.
On the boat?
No. In him?
I'm sorry, this was a dream or what?
No. Jet gave me a potion to try. That was amazing. That let me fly. And I flew up, and there was a Spellwind up there, and it interacted with me. And it showed me this.
And so you flew to the boat?
Yes, because I saw this hag queen, and she looked at me, and I looked at her, and it felt like she was trying to take Tenno or hurt Tenno, and it made me angry. But then she saw me.
Is he okay?
No, and then he was gone.
Gone.
Gone, like as in completely disappeared from his bed. But the covers were still as if he was in there, and then he just disappeared. So I flew to the boat to check on him, and he was gone. It was real. It was real. The whole thing was real.
And nobody on the boat had seen him leave the room?
The door was locked. I had to break in.
What does this
What did
mean?
Lorcan say?
Yes.
I didn't talk to Lorcan. I immediately contacted you on the stone.
No. Wasn't us.
Well,
We've been here the entire time.
No, I know, but I contacted Smith, who was with you at the time. I told
He's
him
around
what
here
happened.
somewhere.
No, he isn't. He didn't tell you what happened?
What do you mean, what happened? This?
Yes. Or
No.
where he was going or what he was doing.
Where's he gone?
I'm assuming to look for Tenno.
Oh, for fuck's sake. And you didn't tell Lorcan none of this?
No, I ran back to you lot first.
You didn't think contacting the high-level mage would have been very useful?
No,
In
I
this-
didn't.
Magical Spellwind bullshit.
No,
Oh, for
I
fuck's
didn't.
sake. All right, well then we gotta go back then, don't we?
It all happened really fast.
All
Back
right,
where?
let's go
Okay, well, hold
to
on.
the ship.
Yeah, we can walk and talk. But
Okay.
I think the queen did something to Tenno when he was in that prison, and I think I didn't know for sure, but I thought maybe she was able to get into his mind. So he hasn't been sleeping because he didn't want to go to sleep in case she could get in there and learn the plan, and he knows everything.
So where could he be now? We're on
I
the other side of the world. They didn't know where we're going.
I don't know.
What is Smith doing? Where the fuck has he gone?
I think he's gonna try to kill Tenno. He
Why?
knocked me out on the road and left me there.
What the fuck?
I immediately run up to her and see if she's wounded.
N-
You didn't
I'm
tell us this
fine.
to begin?
I think I'm just processing everything right now.
Make a medicine jet.
Make a medicine check.
Make a medicine jet check.
Jack.
Yeah.
Okay, medicine is here. Okay, I rolled a 16.
As you take a moment to inspect her wounds, her eyes are dilated, but besides that, she has no other physical ailments.
Okay,
There's
so she has
a little bit of
com-
a brow sweat as well. Her face seems warm.
You seem... Her eyes are dilated.
Slightly.
Okay. You might have a caution. I'm going to just go ahead and quickly use a healing word on her. As I say this, I get some stuff and I just pour it down I empty a sachet of a sachet of healing dust green on my hands and I blow it in her face.
The dust glints and sparkles in the moonlight that permeates around. The wind kicks in and blows it through her hair for a moment. You take a deep breath, Varsha, as you do. Smells of lavender, eucalyptus, and of course the assault of the swamp bog smells as well. Chase after those as you feel slightly better. The eyes start to react a little bit more. You have a little bit more of a clear thought, and you have, I think, a sense of confidence more than the sense of anxiety as you're relaxed a bit. At least in this moment.
It all
So
happened
he's
so
gone
fast.
rogue?
I thought I was dreaming.
Smith
No,
has gone rogue, or has he gone
I don't
back?
think he's gone rogue. I think he's going to try to kill Tenno because Tenno knows the plan, and the Queen might be able to.
So he knows where Tenno is. Why the fuck would he kill
No,
Tenno?
I think he's going to go look because Tenno knows where we are. Tenno knows what we're doing, and I think he thinks Tenno is a leak.
Well, everyone's a fucking leak if they get fucking kidnapped. What's killing him gonna do? They probably already know the plan.
Yeah.
Fuck me. We just kill each other now, do we?
No.
What happens when they find you, Varsha? They find you being rogue. They see you go rogue. What happens then?
Alright, come on in. I pack up my stuff and I'm already walking back towards Aftoki.
Okay. I put on my backpack. Okay, I'm going to go up to the fireplace and then get a vial of just brown dust-looking powder and then throw it over it, and it's going to just, squelch the fire. And I follow Mr. Tai.
I think I stand there for a second, lost in thought.
Make me a Constitution save as you stare into the suffocating fire.
13.
The 13, for a moment, the sparks, you could swear that some of the sparks loft, and then two of them meet symmetrically next to each other at about eye level. And for a moment, whether or not you believe it or you saw it or you are convincing yourself, but the smoke, the steam, the dust starts to form a hulking creature. Those sparks that stopped and are sustained in midair start to shine, and then that amber color that they once were sink into a yellow. As just for a moment you blink and turns back into that smoke. And in your lost thoughts, you hear help.
Miss Varsha, are you coming?
Yeah, yes, I'm coming.
So obviously she's going through some things right now. To me, how does she look? Like, compared to normal?
I look confused, scared, and I'm not hiding these things because I think I'm too in my own head right now.
She's taking a lot of time responding.
Yeah.
And slow to start, as if she's lost in thought a lot, I think.
Okay.
And I definitely am looking around maybe at things weird. Like whereas normally I'd probably quickly assess the situation and things around us.
1 minute or like multiple minutes? Because I'm gone.
Oh, we're following you as I'm looking at her.
we're following.
glancing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Because
Yeah,
I'm going
we're following.
fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm basically running.
You're Naruto
Yeah.
running through the tree line. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. This is probably also what helps you notice, Jet, as I would have said this beforehand normally, but now
Okay.
I'm just remembering as we're Naruto running through the woods, where I say, "Hold on, there's a broken branch here where we need to stop."
Mm. Some time passes, but you do, and you are able to find that broken tree branch.
Is that arrow still in the ground?
It is.
I point to it. Do you see that?
Do I see it?
You don't for a moment, and then you do.
Yes. Mr.
You
Tai,
sound confused.
I am confused.
Slow down, turn around.
Something
see
isn't
this?
right.
Yeah, Smith's gone fucking back to the other side.
No, do you see this on the floor here? Does Tai see the arrow?
He does.
Immediately.
Scheming.
Whose arrow is it? What arrow am I looking at?
You're looking
There's
at an
a-
arrow on the ground, not an arrow like not a from a bow and arrow, but like a drawn
Like a
symbol of an arrow pointing east off
Okay.
the road.
So when you say I didn't see it straight away, it, to my perspective, did it pop into existence or what? Or just that I wasn't paying attention and then I saw it?
Varsha, make me a Constitution save.
$15.
It was there the whole time.
Okay. What is this arrow, Miss Varsha?
When I got up from Smith, it was underneath my foot where I was standing, as if I'd made it, and I feel weird about it. I feel like we should go this way. I feel like
Why?
Tenno might be this way.
Why?
It appeared there, but you think you did it?
It could be either. I could have done it, but not
Spellwind
realized I had
bullshit
done
is
it.
a viable reason.
Yeah.
Okay, speaking of, I'm going to pull out the long, clear
No.
crystal.
What is that? What are you doing?
Just making sure it is real.
Okay.
And I'm going to open the cork, and then I'm going to wet my finger, and then just run my finger around it on this wand of magic detection, and just, I don't know, to see is it physical or is it magic, DM.
Oh my God, what about my brain?
It's going to just light up anything that's magical right now around me.
The icon, the symbol in the ground, not magical.
Not magical, okay. All right. Do I notice anything else strange?
Make me an Arcana check, by the way, because you're doing magic stuff.
Okay. Okay. A 10.
Okay. Nothing out of the ordinary. I think you have seen. Well, there is a crow-shaped stone figurine that Tai has,
The Gokro.
the Gokro, and that is magical. Varsha's sword is magical. Various tinctures and potions that you have that have been mixed into and potions you have refined are also reverberating through and rippling back to you in this arcane-like sonar way of detecting that they are also magical.
Okay.
And when you have this moment, a breeze kicks through that is conflicting with where your hair is breezing toward. Like, say, the wind is blowing southward as you're making your way north, but you are also seeing a wind. And now, when this sonar is going off, you feel a wind blowing toward the east.
Towards where the arrow is pointing.
Correct.
Okay. That arrow is definitely pointing towards something. Maybe magical. I don't know where Mr. Smith is, but if we're going to go here, we have to be cautious. I put away the instrument.
What do I do, Varsha?
Right, what do we do then, Varsha? We following these arrows, or are we just going that way till we see or hear something?
I think we try to follow these both. Can we do both?
I don't know.
Well, yeah.
The arrow is pointing east, Aftoke is north.
Correct. Correct. You do hear, like I think at some point you all look, Varsha, you look toward the east, and then everyone else's head sort of follows yours after as they look toward the east as well. And then again, babbling brook starts to chime in through the wildlife sounds and the ambience up ahead, and then it fades away, and then you start to hear the fauna liven up around you again.
If Smith is going for Tenno, he'll eventually probably go this way. I just want to make sure we get there first.
Okay. I look to Mr. Dai. I tell him, if anybody knows Mr. Smithers, the best is going to be Varsha. I don't know where this is leading to, but I don't see any other choice.
All right, come on in. I start moving east.
I follow.
I'm
I
still
try and
moving
make sure
quickly,
Varsha
but
is-
now I'm looking for more arrows or things that look out of place that might be signs, I guess.
Sure. I think as you make your way eastward, make me perception, as you are sort of now bushwhacking off of the trail.
I'm going to call out and ask Mr. Tai. Maybe you should use your crow, just in case there are any more basilisks if you're scouting ahead.
I don't respond, and I
Okay.
don't use the crow.
Okay.
Make your way forward with a 20 perception. You do see indications of something that is out of place. And what that is, I am thinking of. I think as you continue forward, there are a couple of river stones before the river. There is no river just yet, but there are these rounded stones that have indicated some sort of erosion by liquid once before, whether it be during the sundering of hearth, or whether it is through the divine fusing of it being put back together. There has been some erosion. It could also be a rippling of the spellwinds, but you do for a moment see a rounded stone, and as you make your way around one side of it, there is a face depicted on the other side. It would usually take you off guard, but you are in lands where basilisks roam free, and this could just be an ill fate of a hunter. And it's looking east.
I slow down. I find it. I point it out to Varsha. What about that?
What the hell?
Clue story.
Basilisk?
Is it Basilisk or your bullshit?
I don't know. I actually just pause and listen for the voice in my head to tell me if it's
Closer.
okay.
Yes.
Do I feel like this voice is Tenno?
Give me an insight.
Nine.
Hard to say.
Yeah, okay.
As you continue walking,
Yeah, I think it's further this way.
Varsha,
Mm-hmm.
the head of the stone, as you turn and walk, I think it's further this way. You hear it. You hear a voice coming from the stone. You turn back. Tenno's face is half stuck in the mud, as if replacing the face that was on this stone. Varsha. Varsha.
Fuck.
Varsha.
Well,
Tenno?
Help.
Varsha. Which way? This way? Where it's facing?
We're coming.
It's gone.
Hold on.
The face
Fuck.
changes back into the unfortunate face that it once was.
Something's happening to me. Yes. Something's wrong.
I look at Varsha again. DM, I want to inspect her right now.
I'll allow it.
So right now she's not feeling correct.
Mm-mm.
That is obvious. But is this to do with what? I mean, if you were to say she is looking deficient in something, you've been making constitution checks right now, but obviously Jet doesn't know this. What would it look like?
What does it look like in Jet's perspective?
Right.
Something is troubling her. There is dread and anxiety, and it is physically weighing on her. There is, I think, as much as Jet is a physical medicine person, there
Right.
are some things that medicine, of course, I shouldn't say can't help, but there are things that medicine can't fix immediately on the surface. There
Okay.
is, especially with what you have, and in rare cases, you have seen various ailments used for those who are having a really hard time emotionally or psychologically with something. And right now, Varsha is feeling that there is something. I think what you would make me a medicine check again.
A medicine check. Okay. 16 again.
She could potentially be cursed.
Be cursed. Okay. And does this curse look like it's afflicting her body or her mind?
Most definitely her mind.
I take in a deep breath, and there's nothing I can do for that, but you see, as I take in this breath, Violet is going to flap out and fly in front of me. And you're going to see the normal Violet solution inside. It's going to turn blue, turquoise, like an iridescent oily color, and then turn to powder. Violet's going to and it's going to just fly towards her and spray in her face. And for what it is worth, I don't know, just in this moment to help her, just so we can get going. So she can, I'm casting Enhance Ability,
Yeah.
Hour's Endurance, which will, or
Cow's
Hour's Wisdom.
Endurance?
Owl's wisdom.
Owl?
Sorry.
Owl's wisdom. Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
wisdom.
Which will give her advantage on wisdom checks
Okay.
for the next hour.
When I used the Spellwind and I could see Tenno, and I looked at her and she looked at me and we looked at each other, and now I can't stop seeing things like that just talked, and Tenno's face was just there in the mud, and I'm hearing him call for help, and I don't know what to do.
What have you done?
It's like blaming me.
I looked at this stone because I hadn't before. Do I see anything?
You see an old beheaded statue. The statue for the body is missing, but the head is sunken into the mud, and a face you cannot recognize stares blankly toward the east.
I look to Varsha and I say, I don't know what's going on right now with you with this, but we'll get through it, okay? I think I'm going to expend one more use of my detect magic wand, the crystal test tube, just to see if the statue is magical and if we get drawn even further to the east again, so we know we're in the right path still.
Okay.
So I open it, and then I finger around the rim of the glass to see if it's resonating with anything.
Mm-hmm. Not much changes in the round or in the area near you. The space is relatively the same as before. The statue, the head, is not magical. The wind you see for a moment as you just sort of detect magic and read the quantum wind, which is the spell wind, as it is still blowing east, and that is the only hint that you can receive. Make me an Arcana check though, because you are using magic.
Okay. I hope this thing doesn't blow up in my face and give me permanent injury.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
Okay, anyway, let's see. 21.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as you, very close, but not a crit, but you still do. The same things happen. The spell wind starts to flare up for a moment, much like those glowing tides out in the, I don't even know what it's called, but you know how in some waves late at night, the plankton will like light up and stuff when you interact with it. That sort of happens, but in the wind here, as it starts to glimmer and shine. But as it does, as it blows through and interacts and it touches your hair and breezes past your face, it starts to light up and then fades out in the distance toward the east.
Can I see this wind as well, or just him?
You also see this.
Yeah,
it
okay.
would be-
All right.
And you also saw this before too, when Jet was
Okay.
using the crystal to reverberate a detect magic. You were able to also see the results.
Okay.
Are we going the right way to find Tenno, or is this a fucking
I-
wild kung fu chase?
What if it's her? What if it's her?
Perfect.
It's hard for me to tell if it's actually Tenno talking to me or if it's actually even happening.
Right, we'll figure it out.
I don't
Yeah,
want to walk you into a trap.
I've never walked into a trap in my life. No one's ever fucking trapped me.
I'm trapped. This
No.
says I'd like to wake up now.
No. Take me to Tenno, take me to her, take me to Smith.
Make
Any
me
of
a
them.
Constitution save, Varsha.
14.
As soon As you say, you want to wake up now. Your eyes flutter open,
No, you demon.
and you are on the bush, or in the bushes, staring
No!
at the sky. Moments have gone by. Gialoon has only moved a couple of inches. What do you do?
I will stand up. I'm emotional and I'm upset, but I'm now awake and I'm looking around. Is there a fucking arrow beneath my foot?
No, of
No?
course not.
I deserve this for everything I've ever done to you. Thank you so much. Okay, I immediately look around. Do I see anything? Any sign of
Make a
Smith?
perception.
I'm assuming fucking hell. 18.
Smith, make a stealth. Now that you also had your speed boots on.
I'm not trying to be stealthy.
Okay. If that is the case, then
I'm trying to be fast.
you're trying to be fast. You see brush, I think, move in the direction. Maybe a tree snaps back into position, indicating that someone just breezed to the north at a quick pace. You don't see Smith.
Okay,
At
do I
your
still
feet, though, you do see footprints in the sodden mud that indicate a long stride.
as in he's wearing his okay. Do I still feel that horrific foreboding and presence when I wake up this time?
No.
Okay.
I think not physically, but there is definitely, of course, all the passive stresses that dream would leave you with. But I think you're not initially greeted with it. But I think as you think about, do I feel that? Your heart sinks, of course, and you feel it for a moment as your body genuinely reacts and reflexes back to the time where it felt that anxiety. But it doesn't stay long like it did in the dream. It quickly disperses as you are able to have control of that feeling for the moment. That makes sense.
How long did we travel east before we saw that face? Was it far?
It wasn't too far, 10 minutes or so.
I'm so curious, but also I don't want to leave them waiting for me. So I think about it for just a second.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Look towards the
is it
east.
real? Do you think
Yeah.
it's there? Like it was in the dream? And if it is, what does that mean? And then I shake that off and I book it towards camp.
You listen for a babbling brook, and nothing interrupts
Yeah.
the calls of the birds nearby, as I think that may confirm you're the... I'm just going to continue doing what I'm...
Yeah.
And you go south or north?
I go towards camp, which is south, I believe.
South,
Yeah.
correct. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
After the allotted amount of time that it took you to get there before in your dream, this time you aren't greeted with that same feeling, or I shouldn't say, you're not haunted with that feeling of dread. A little bit more confident, I think, as you are able to, I think Varsha has this moment of control as she walks up and approaches the camp.
Hey,
Fuck me. Where have you been?
so I flew. Jet, that was amazing, by the way. He gave me something to drink, and then I just was able to fly straight up. I was watching the sunrise, and then
Where did you go?
Well, I went back to the boat because while I was up there, the Spellwind talked to me or interacted with me, and it let me see. Tenno.
On the boat.
Mm-hmm. And he was mumbling in his sleep. He was distressed. And then I could see the queen, except she was a hag.
She was there.
Except it looked like she was wearing robes, maybe. Yeah, she was there. She was like hunched over and then kind of like unfurled and then looked at me. And I looked at her back. And she seemed to really see me. And then Tenno was gone. So I panicked and I flew because I could straight there.
Gone. Did you ask about the boat?
I mean,
if he left or?
Well, he was gone. His fucking covers were there as if he'd been sleeping there and then just disappeared. They weren't even moved. Like he got. This was real. This was real. I saw this with the Spellwind and I thought maybe I was dreaming or something weird was happening. But then I flew to the boat and it's exactly. I had to break his door down to get in there, and then he wasn't there, and the covers were there, but they weren't like pulled open, like you would need to do to get out of bed. It was just like he disappeared in bed.
All right.
And then I
go and find Smith.
Well,
Get
I
back.
ran into Smith on the way, and he told me he was going after Tenno, and I think he's going to try to kill him.
Why? What?
Because Tenno knows the whole plan, and if the queen can get into his brain, then maybe she can access all of that information. She knows where we are, where we're going, where the
Well, he's
fucking
gonna hunt
school
him down
is.
and kill him.
I guess so. I don't know.
And what did Lorcan say?
I didn't tell Lorcan. I immediately ran back to you guys.
The fuck did you tell Lorcan?
Why would I tell Lorcan?
Oh,
I don't
why
know
would you
him,
tell the high
and
level
he
mage?
hates me.
Yeah, but he still fucking knows about all this magic shit and spellwind bullshit. Right, we need to go then.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Fuck's sake.
I put on my backpack. I take
So
out
Smith's
the
gone rogue.
rogue.
Yeah, why the fuck does he want to kill fucking Tenno? Kill the
To
fucking
protect
queen.
us.
Protect us
Be
from what?
careful, Varsha. We can't afford if you go rogue.
She already knows the fucking plan. What's
No,
killing him
not
gonna do?
again, not again, not again. No, I'm not doing this again.
Are you okay?
Nope.
What happened? I walk up to Inspector.
I think I just crumple.
Mm-hmm.
She alright?
I'm checking. Miss Varsha, are you okay?
You go to approach Varsha, and she collapses in your arms. She's still conscious, but she is struggling with something. Something is bothering her.
I want to investigate medically, maybe.
Give me a medicine check.
A 13.
It's hard to say. Physically, she's fine. She's just panicked. She has a high heart rate right now. There's a little bit of perspiration on her brow, and her face is warm, but that's coming with a heart rate, which would assume that there is a bit of panic.
Yeah, heart rate. Okay.
I think
Mhm.
I think something happened. I think the Spellwind has done something to me. It let me see through to Tenno, but then I could hear him. And he was shouting at me when I was talking to Smith, and then I hit the ground, and I I did this already. I talked to you already. I told you all of this, and you said the same thing. Why didn't you tell Larkin? And then I said I wanted to wake up. And then I woke up, and now I'm doing it again.
Right.
But I felt fine, but now I'm hearing him again.
All right, what do we do next?
What did we do next?
We went east, and we saw this decapitated stone head in the mud. And then it looked normal, and then it looked like Tenno, and I started to lose my fucking mind. Because I thought I was walking us into a trap.
Right, so east is a trap.
I think so. I might be
And-
trapped right now.
What did you say to get back to us if you've done this again?
I said I wanted to wake up. But I might be stuck, and you might be waiting for me at camp.
No, this is Spellwind bullshit. I want to say it's called divination. People lose themselves. Lorcan told me about it. I wanted to see the future. He said it's possible, but you don't really want to see the future. So where do we go? Soothsayer. And quick.
We go east.
Go on in.
As we go, I look at her and I say, is there anything last time we did this together, is there anything I did? Or you?
Save it. We'll probably need it. And this might not be real anyway.
So it did not help.
It did. It
Okay.
made me feel safe for a time.
Okay. You see Violet, which is flapping around right now, kind of change hues multiple times and then fly back into the brooch like a hole on the wood.
It
I
lands.
start moving directly east. Like east out of the camp, not
Just-
following the route.
okay.
Took north and then east.
Yeah.
Come on.
Is this the way that we eventually want to be going? Or do I want to take us down the road first?
If you want to go to where you were, you'd want to go down the
Uh-huh.
road to the broken branch you think you made.
Okay. Yeah, this way.
You said east.
Yes, down the road and then east.
Okay. Right, lead on, quickly.
Okay, I do that.
Okay, I follow behind.
This fucking bitch.
Okay. You make your way northward toward Eftoki. I think on the way, Varsha, nothing out of the ordinary happens. But for those watching and investigating and inspecting Varsha, she is a little on edge. Almost as if she's expecting something to happen, but nothing ever does. That anxiety of knowing that around any corner there is going to be confirmation of what you fear. That doesn't happen though. As you make your way toward the broken branch. It's hard for a moment. I need you to make a survival check, Varsha,
Yeah,
as you did not break a branch.
I was going to say I didn't break a branch this time. 18.
You're able to find where you were.
Oh, yeah. I think I'm
Done
a
this
little
couple times.
traumatized.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, you find where you were.
was here?
You see a couple of footprints from where you probably stamped around looking for an arrow. You also see a long striding track that also in
that's
chorus with
Smith.
your own as it has gone north.
That's Smith, and this is where he made sure I was safe off the road. And then this, we went east now. And in about 10 minutes, there was a stone face.
Oh, okay.
All right, lead on.
Okay,
I
I
follow
do
still.
that.
Okay,
Do
so
we
makes you
get
think
to
it's a
this
trap?
fucking stone face? What?
what was
What
it?
makes you think it's a trap?
I can't tell if the voice is Tenno's or not.
Okay.
And I feel scared. I feel like a pressure. And the voice says, help me, but then it also laughs, and then sometimes it's telling me to come closer, or it's telling me we are getting closer.
Okay. Don't worry, I've never been trapped.
Yeah, you said that last time. I've
course
never
I did.
walked into a trap.
Yeah, go on and finish it off.
No.
Why? Why have I never been trapped?
I'm trapped.
You're trapped.
At this moment, trying to think of how to communicate this.
Well, I realize I'm trapped. Ty is part of my brain trying to get me to fucking wake up.
Hmm?
At least that's how I interpreted that.
I nudged Jet.
At this point,
It's because
um,
never been trapped. 'Cause
Varsha,
I'm not trapped.
you wake up in the bush, shaking awake by Ty. Jet is right behind him.
Wake up.
Miss Varsha,
I'm trapped. I'm trapped. I'm trapped.
are you okay?
I ain't trapped. No trap. It's us.
I go up to inspect her and see if she's okay.
Don't touch me.
What happened?
I
You
stay
crash
back.
land?
Are you real?
Okay, over to you. I gesture to Jet.
Okay, I'm going to bring out a vial and I'm going to and then just blow a healing word at her. Are you okay?
For a moment,
you
Have
fall?
you ever walked into a trap?
Hey?
Yes.
What was it? A bear trap?
No. Just answer the question.
No, I've never been trapped.
and that is where we're going to cut to break.
Fuck you guys.
We'll be right back, everybody. This is fun. This is a lot of fun for me. Thank you, PB, for just so much of the inspiration of doing this wacky stuff. This has been a lot of fun. We're going to go take a small break. Enjoy some
Oscars in the
things.
chat, please, for Myth and PB.
Out of here. Get out of here. I was worried. I was like, oh, this is a time thing. Wack's going to hate it. Oh, well. Thank you, Wack. But yeah,
Oh
we'll
my
be right back, and
God.
we'll see what the hell's going on with Varsha and what's happening on this road in a few. We'll be right back.
A lover will soothe her curse. A dragon will gather her family. The silver moon will reveal its deepest secrets.
Smith.
Are you gonna kill another? Are you gonna add another name to that book? Shut up. Is my name in that book? Shut up. What do you think you're doing? Do you think your friends are going to forgive you? I'm doing this for them. They're not going to see it that way. Shut up! Kill him. Kill him. Kill him.
Smith. After a not so long walk, you're able to, with the chorus of pistons that work in unison to create your long strafe across the sodden road toward the settlement, the old ruined settlement of dwarven architecture, now settled by a family of orcs and other characters and people who have been discarded by Evervale. You make your way toward the stone ramparts. You are greeted with a silvery scale awning that is blowing in the wind. There are not many guards here. There never really are. As you approach and make your way toward the uneven cobblestones of this once dwarven structure, now sunken and fallen and overtaken by others. You've known them to be friendly. Some turn and look at you in confusion. The last time you were here, you were with your friends and with your crew, and you've told several that you were off to go scout for this matriarch, and you have returned alone.
I only know a few of these orcs that can speak common.
Mm-hmm.
What was the name of the one that we have been speaking to again? I'm sorry.
Yep, I have his name on the top of my head, but also I have it in this notebook. Gormatug.
Gormatug.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm looking for Gormatug. I'm ignoring everybody else, the stairs, everything.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've really seen me like this before.
I don't think so either.
There is clear purpose in each of my strides.
Gormatug. You do, I think, we see a small montage of you opening awnings and looking in and peering out, and some people stopping and looking back at you, and just as they were interrupted, they continue their orcish conversation. You also, I think, trotting through, the feast grounds where you once shared food with these people, and also shared a mood of a somber cry, as some would process and get used to the petrification of their hunters and their children due to the matriarchs, the spawn of the matriarch, and all of this devastation that has fallen these people. But you are
Do I see any people from the ship here?
There are several interwoven and intermingling within the people here. There are the several prisoners that you brought from Stormford are here as well. Mingling, some also approach you and ask you various Smith, are we ready? Are we going? Did you find the matriarch?
I'll walk up to one of the prisoners.
Yeah. Bald head.
Ignoring what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
And I begin to describe Tenno. Have you seen him?
Their dark eyes look back at you, and they sort of furrowed in confusion. No, we have.
I immediately walk away,
Yeah.
trying to find someone else from the ship.
Okay. This pattern of asking various people and through others keeps happening until you do find Gormatug. I think as you're talking to someone, you see him just over their shoulder. And I think at this moment, interrupt me if I'm wrong, but you swim past the person who's there and beeline right toward Gormatug. Gormatug turns.
Ah, there you are. You ready?
Just about. Need to, ask you something, though.
What's that?
You've seen a lot of our people come through here, yes?
Hmm.
And I described Tenno to him. You seen him?
No, it doesn't ring a bell or anything. Sebary. Ivan? Ivan is one. No. Ivan, Rimor. Rimor Sebal? I have not seen. Who are you describing? Why?
It's important. I'll get back to you soon. I walk off and I start to head for the ships.
But are we
As you turn and walk toward the dock, another 20-minute walk out of Aftoki toward the shore.
My long strider boots last for an hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're still in effect here. And if they're not, I'll let them. As you start to make your way toward the coastline, the longbow is there still, in the middle of the day or the afternoonish, and there is a boardwalk onto the ground. There are a couple of people mingling around the area, and on the deck, I think, just sort of sitting and like with one cheek up on the railing and with like a small tankard, you see Captain Buttocks just sort of trying to sip at something hot.
Buttocks,
What?
you seen Tenno?
I know.
Today.
No, Varsha went to go look for him. I heard. He'll be downstairs.
But you haven't seen him.
No. Oh, right, no. Tenno's gone, yeah.
And for a moment, he starts to remember.
Varsha found him missing. The holder, it broke down the door, and it's just gone.
But you haven't seen him today.
No, haven't seen him. He's been locked inside his quarters for days now. Well, was. But, I mean, you're gonna go ahead and give yourself and lock yourself up. You're bound to go crazy at some point, but...
I start to walk away from
Yeah,
Buttocks.
so it's fine, okay?
He goes back to sipping this drink.
I'm making a beeline for Tenno's room.
You make a beeline towards Tenno's room. There's the pistons trade from the sound of sloshing mud to the as it starts to clunk onto the thick wooden boards of the ship as your paces start to then knock on hollow ground, indicating that there are floors underneath you. You find your way to the stairs. That chorus then changes to a higher pitch as you make your way down the stairs, indicating a reinforcement of wood as you then start to make your stride towards a doorway, splintered. The door is down, and there is a room untouched except for the bed, which seems to look like there has been someone sleeping in it.
Flick on my helmet.
Okay.
and I push a button on my goggles of the night.
Mm-hmm.
And I begin to detect magic.
Give me a... Yeah, it's a spell save, so I will make it. It was not a 20 or a 1. So, as you do look through here... the first thing that gives you clue is, before I say this, Varsha, did you detect magic?
I did not.
Okay,
Jet did.
okay. But not in this area. Okay. Just so I'm not screwing anything up.
Oh,
Yes.
wait. Oh, yes, I did.
In
the
here,
room.
in the room.
In the room. Yes, I did.
And you came up with nothing.
Yep, that's correct.
Perfect. You see nothing. As you detect magic. The helmet starts to then flicker on, and you look for splotches in reality as usually. Signals of some sort of arcane energy would reverberate or at least be translated into the goggles that you have. But nothing here seems to be out of the ordinary.
As is my process. After trying to detect magic, then I will go with a physical investigation.
Mm-hmm.
I begin to look around for any signs of anything out of the ordinary, knowing that Varsha came into this room and broke the door down.
Yeah. I think out of the ordinary, the first thing would be the door being broken down, but anything else doesn't look disturbed. This room has been left almost preserved. Crime scene. Like a crime scene type etiquette, where no one has come in or out since Varsha inspected the room. The windows are latched closed. I think they were latched closed, but they were in the same state that Varsha left it in. I believe they were latched closed when we were looking through this before.
He's not here. You knew he wouldn't be here, didn't you? Shut up. What are you going to do now? Shut up. He's going to tell everything to everyone. All of the relationships that you've made. Freedom. It's all going to go away again. Shut up. Varsha's going to die. Shut up. You could have ended this problem a long time ago. It's not like you. Shut up. Everything would have been so much cleaner if you did. Shut up. No one's going to die. It's going to be all your fault. Just like everything. Would any of this have happened if you left like you had planned to before you brought Tenno in? Shut up.
Make me a wisdom save with disadvantage, Smith, as you are having this conversation. It's a 19 that we can't see. Hold on. That is a 19. Okay. As you continue Is this out loud? This.
The shut up is
Is-
probably just barely under my breath.
Okay. So the one side of this is just a mumble barely under your breath, but
Probably just sounds like I'm grumbling.
But you are definitely figuring out, talking to yourself, of course, to the unseen person we would see. You just sort of mumbling to yourself, piecing this together. I think you're interrupted as you are making this. As you are having this conversation, this mumble conversation with yourself, I think you are interrupted with the sound of someone at the doorway. And the person you turn to look to is Brother Sykes. His hands have felt up the side of this door jamb as he sort of like looks and feels through the splinters. He is blind. His eyes are murked over as he then feels the splinters of the broken wood. And he then looks at you or in your direction and says, "Is everything all right? I was hearing some sort of conversation."
Have you seen Tenno?
No. Tenno is the man with the top knot and the crimson robe.
How do you know that?
No, I have not.
How do you know what he looks like?
I very much have a wonderful way with interpreting the visions through Varsha told me. No, I haven't seen him.
You spoke to Varsha about what was happening with Tenno.
Yes? And what, is everything all right? Is this... Oh, no.
Tenno's gone.
Oh, my, I'm afraid...
From what I can tell, he disappeared. Varsha said the same thing.
Disappeared how? Just up and vanished?
Apparently.
Very well.
Do you know anything about it?
Well, what I do know is that there has been a simple... we have figured out that there could be the potential of a puppet master inside the mind of Tenno. And the only person that we think could be there would be the loving queen. And if she...
I start to walk up closer to Brother Sykes.
Start to and... Oh, you are. Rather close to me.
A puppet master. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
No, well, I do know much about the arcane, and of course those from the readings at my studies at the Flaris Academy, but...
Did you have anything to do with this?
Oh, no, not at all. But I'm willing to help as much as I
Can
can.
I insight check?
Of course you can. With advantage.
Oh.
Inside 18 or 20. Yeah, with a 20, he seems to be telling the truth.
Of course not, but I'm willing to help as much as I can, and I'm trying to help. If you just let me explain, we seem to have...
Then explain.
Very well, I'll try. Could you mind?
And he steps back a moment away from just you and your... It seems like the way he's reacting is just morning breath is a little strong. So as he makes his way back and starts to explain. So
There's probably also just a little bit of electricity crackling through my armor here and
morning
there.
breath and ozone I smell?
Yeah, anyway, so as you start to part ways a bit and he starts to explain.
There seems to be some sort of, I was trying to, I guess a lack of a better term would be the puppet master, or in this case, puppet mistress. And this woman we've identified, or potentially have identified as the loving queen, which could also be, if she is one who is to touch others and also interact within their dreams and their psyche and of course their subconscious, then there are studies that I have had, and of course I remember in my learnings that it could be known as a night hag in disguise, which could be a lot of different things, of course politically for Evervale. But besides that, I think if we are dealing with some sort of night hag, then really anything could be the case. If he is up to disappear, then that means she has much more grasp into who she... And he stops for a moment, and as if he is starting to piece together something, his eyes, murked over and white as they are, his eyebrows and his facial expression start to dance and contort into him sort of having this eureka moment. Disappeared, you say?
Yes.
Just up and gone. There is? I have a theory. And if this is the case, then somehow Tenno, unfortunate news for Mr. Tenno. I'm not sure how close you were, but Tenno may be gone, as in is dead. But, well, when I say dead, I mean has left this realm, but I'm not sure if he is completely gone and has left, most times when I have heard of different deaths that happen in disappearances within someone's sleep who there is no body left, or any evidence of the sort, usually the subconscious spirit and the like transport them into the subconscious realm, and from there they are transferred into a different creature.
Does the creature have to be nearby?
Unfortunately, the creature will latch on to those who have done the harm to them, you see, and haunt them until they break. So they could then be reborn. Unless, of course, it is dealt with. So, if that is the case, and if that is something, then we should probably... Where is Varsha, speaking of which? I think that is where we're going to switch over back to the bush. With Varsha, Jet, Ty, as Ty says. I've never been trapped.
Never been trapped.
Well, at least this is different. I don't think I bother getting up right away.
Yeah,
I'm
just
just
still sort of
laying there
there.
on the ground like...
Yeah.
Why?
Jet was with you for a
Don't see any
moment.
ropes.
But
I'm literally looking around for a trap, assuming that something
Mhm.
happened
Yeah.
to her and she got trapped in a fucking bush.
I
am
used
still.
Jet's flying potion. I flew up to the sky. I interacted with the Spellwind. It showed me something happened to Tenno. I panicked. I ran to go check on Tenno. He disappeared as if in thin air. And then I came back. I tried to contact you guys with the sending stone. And then I ran into Smith right here on the road. We had a mini argument, sort of. Not really. And then I passed out, and he apparently left me here and went to go look for Tenno. Because he's
Where
convinced
did Tenno go?
Tenno disappeared. I don't know. But potentially the queen has been in his brain, did something to him in prison, and can access all that information when he sleeps.
Right.
I don't know. He's gone now. And I'm probably trapped in the same something similar.
What?
Well, I looked at her through the Spellwind thingy, and she looked at me, and she was a creepy old hag. And now I've done this, like, I don't know how many times. A lot, though.
Somewhat.
Where I wake up and run to camp, and you guys are there, and I tell you everything, and then we head east, and then something happens, and I wake up, and then I run to camp, and I tell you, and then we run east, and... But at least this part's different. I'm waking up, and you're here. I didn't have to run to camp.
So you stayed on the bush or what? Or were you
Huh?
just early this time?
I think you're just early this time.
Also, you're sort of north, not really east.
Huh?
Well,
No, I
camp's
mean...
south of us.
No, I know, but at this point, I take us back here, and then we go that way every single time.
I look at Jet.
And you're probably not real.
I look
gesture
at her.
towards her.
Okay. I walk up and I start in her face, making her
Just a
follow my
mild
hands.
concussion.
Do it. Okay. All right.
That's what you say every
Um,
time, anyway.
Okay. Stay put then. I'm going to try and just heal you, and I'm going to bring out my healing salve, which turns to dust in my hand, and I blow it in her face for a healing word. Are you okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, still the same, though.
The
You
same.
there this time? Oh.
Is what there this time?
The voice that I keep hearing.
Whose
That's
voice?
Tenno, maybe not Tenno. I don't know. It laughs sometimes. Sometimes it's crying. It's horrific. And I'm sure it's just playing with me right now. I'm sure it'll show up at some point.
Oh,
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Hmm.
let's go back to Aftoki then. Get you a fucking bed or something.
all right. Before we go, I'm gonna try and give you something to maybe help you a little bit, just so that you're feeling more yourself. And then you see Violet start the fluid inside Violet start to change and permutate from that violet color to it's shifting to blue to green. And I guess you said I've done this how many times before?
Quite a few.
Do you remember what color Violet was?
Nope.
Okay. All right. In that case, Violet's hue turns to blue, and it's going to like the dust is going to go in her face again for Al's wisdom to give her advantage on wisdom checks.
Yeah, so
Oh, yeah.
the
It was that.
mechanical bat, it starts to unravel from your shoulder, and then the cork on its face starts to then turn and chirp as it does, where it makes most of its sound from. And then it looks down, and it's like its vile body, and it starts to shake a little bit. And as it does it, the foam starts to then gather inside of its body, and then start to turn to a blue hue. And then the cork comes off for a moment, and as it does, it's suspended in the air, but a spray sprays you with this mist of Owl's wisdom, and
Oh,
then it climbs back onto your shoulder again like a baby bat, hooking into your hair, and then once again, I think around your hood, as it's just sort of...
At least did that make you feel better?
yeah.
Okay.
All right. Somewhere new. Aftoki.
I think as you start to make your way up, and you do feel a tugging coming from like a clawed tugging, Varsha, as you look down, and it looks like Violet is climbing up onto your shoulder.
Oh my god. Why is she so cute? I
And,
will help her up.
as it just
Uh-huh.
squeaks as it does, it hooks into
Oh my god.
back around your neck and towards like your collar, and then finds a place of purchase probably over underneath your armpit, as it's just sort of hangs there for a moment. It's just like a vellum of material and artificer technology and materials as it just sort of hangs like a pauldron just off of your shoulder.
Why?
Why what?
Why did you ask if I've ever been trapped?
Just to see if something was different. Because
Hey?
you say that to me every time. I
Why?
tell you I'm worried I'm walking us into a trap, and then you say I've never been
trapped.
yeah, I've never walked into a trap. And sometimes it's I've never been trapped.
Yeah, I've never been trapped neither.
At this moment, Smith, you make your way down the road. Of course, a little bit slower this time. The scene before you in the bush, there is Varsha laying down and two other figures near her, one being Ty and one being Jet. Varsha is unconscious.
Oi,
I see you
Wake
found
up.
her.
Varsha.
Let Brother Sykes take a look.
Okay. Good choice of words.
What you were talking about before.
Yes.
Can you look and see if that's what's happening?
the fuck did he come from?
The longbow? I
Were you
was
just wandering out here by yourself?
staying with the longbow. No, I was led by Smith. Smith led me here. Smith.
The fuck? You went all the way to Aftoki?
Yes.
I can be fast when I want to be.
And
Why?
strong. He carried me most of the way. Pardon me. He starts to try to, as much as his, as he sort of looks around to find a lot of sounds and to observe where things are. Usually, he's very good about finding the issue. Usually, if it has anything to do with the arcane. And you start to notice this as he says, "Excuse me," and sort of pushes you out of the way and hones onto Varsha as if he knew where she was. And he, for a moment, starts to then try his best to see what is going on.
I've
But-
never been trapped.
This is interesting.
We spent fucking ages looking for you. I'm just, while he's doing his thing over there, I'm like pointing at Smith. I thought you were at the fucking camp.
Well, here I am.
You can't fucking write a note or fucking just say, "Hey, I'm going back to the longbow." Could have shouted that.
You're probably not real.
What has she been saying this whole time?
And what happened to her? She crashed land or something?
I am uncertain. That something is. We are afraid that something may be far deeper than just a small
Tenno's
crash.
gone.
Yes,
What do you mean Tenno's gone?
I mean, he disappeared.
From the boat.
Yeah. And I don't mean got up and left. I mean disappeared. Gone. I questioned
Fuck's sake.
all of the people in Aftoki that I could. Buttocks. Everyone.
it
Buttocks
wasn't
said that
magic.
Varsha got back on the ship. Said that she found that Tenno was gone as well. I did a little bit of investigating. Didn't find any trace that he left.
Okay.
Brother Sykes and I had a conversation, and he told me that a night hag might be involved, and that Tenno was being watched by the loving queen. And that she might in fact be some sort of night hag, as Brother Sykes called it.
Yes, quite a ruthless creature, usually hell-bent on making deals with demons and draining
Did you find anything
souls.
yet, Brother Sykes?
Yes, no, she's mumbling something, which means
Is she all right?
she has not completely left us, but as far as her psyche, I don't know. She's saying something about being trapped. She's saying something about a stone head. Does anyone know what the hell she is talking about? Because I'm not exactly sure. Trapped in what? What?
Can you
Are
do
trapped?
anything?
Can I do
Yeah.
anything?
Wait,
Yeah, take a look at her. He's useless.
You're saying that the wife of the God King is a demon?
Well, it's not entirely ruled out, but I think if this is exactly what we are thinking, then the wife of the God King could be, in fact, a hag who is usually known for their various crude ways of making deals with demons.
How'd you kill a hag?
Sorry?
How'd you kill a hag?
I've never killed a hag. I couldn't tell you.
Uh,
But we tried to. Has anyone tried to? Could I? Do you mind if? Do you have? What do you have on you? Jet?
Yes.
Yes. Do you have anything powerful that could wake her up? I think, if not, I could try my best.
Anything powerful? Does it just look like magical sleep to me, DM?
Yes.
Like, okay. Okay, I'm going to look around. Where are we standing right now, this very moment?
About 10 feet off the road to the west, in a bush, near a bush.
Okay, are there any trees nearby?
There are several trees, yeah. They are dotted in the muck, much like before when in that same sort of landscape as you see here, but also in the same landscape that we saw in the matriarch's area. There are dots of trees throughout the muck, large pools of bog water, as well as a mudded trail nearby. You are next to a bush or a small shrub that is poorly hiding Varsha, as there are trees dotted nearby. Not too far, not too tall either.
Okay. I am going to go to the bush where she is. I'm going to collect a few select leaves and items from it.
Okay.
I'm going to walk up to the nearest tree and pull out this spile from my inventory. I always have the right tool for the job, as it were. And I'm going to jam it into the tree. And as it does, some white sap hopefully is going to start to drip out of the tree and collect into one of my open test tubes. I'm then going to go inside and reach into my inventory and get some other ingredients. Something it just looks like water, some pure spring water. I'm going to pour it into it, and something else, green, a powder, similar to something you've seen before. I'm going to drop it inside, and then as it does, there's nothing. And all of a sudden, it starts to shake, and you see a gas emanate from the top, and the solution is no longer green. It's this weird, cloudy, rheoscopic kind of white-silver mixture, like quicksilver. I'm going to walk up to Varsha, and I'm going to try and make her drink this. This is a not as strong as the potion that were given by Site 6. This is a lesser restoration potion.
Okay.
Well, I am casting lesser restoration on her. Okay. And I step back.
Make me an Arcana.
Okay. Arcana 11.
Varsha, you wake up to the scene that is being played out before you. There is a bottle hovering over your lips. The taste is bitter and metallic in some places, but also sweet in others. But it does sort of give you a burst of energy, as there is a bit of sway that I think you feel as you sort of come to, where it could be a burst of energy, but also a rush of dopamine as well, as you sort of come into back from this unconsciousness. Brother Sykes is there. Smith is
Okay.
there. Jet
I
is as
think-
well as Ty.
I don't immediately jerk or sit up.
Mhm.
I think I just open my eyes and I look around, and I have maybe a single tear coming down my face. I've just resigned myself to doing this over and over again, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not openly sobbing or anything. I'm just defeated.
Is she awake?
Varsha, Miss Varsha.
Uh-huh.
I'm just clapping my finger in front of our face,
Just
getting
a
our
mild
attention.
concussion.
Okay.
Get up, soldier.
I don't think I can handle this with you here.
What do you mean?
What do you... I used your potion. I flew up to the sky. I interacted with the Spellwind.
Why was you going back to the boat? I say to Smith.
I needed to find Tenno.
How the fuck did you know Tenno was missing?
Because I called him with the stone.
How the fuck
he
did you
wasn't
know
there.
Tenno was missing?
Because I interacted with the Spellwind.
Why the fuck didn't you tell us?
Well, Smith was with you. So when I used the stone, I assumed he would tell you.
Why the fuck didn't you tell us?
I needed to do some investigating first.
Yeah? What investigating?
Well, the investigating of what we just told you that...
Shh.
Very well.
What investigating, Smith?
I need to see what was going on with Tenno.
Why wouldn't you tell us?
Because if Tenno was a threat and a leak to all of your safety, I was going to kill Tenno.
Why the fuck would you do that?
I just explained it to you.
Yeah, what if you're the fucking threat? You're the fucking leak. He goes missing, you don't tell no one nothing.
That doesn't make any sense, Ty.
I'd like to wake up now.
You are awake. I'm gonna walk over and shocking grasp Varsha.
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna attempt to, I think I can do some shit.
Okay.
I will absolutely not let him do this shit. This guy's a
Okay.
fucking traitor.
Okay.
I would not
am
have
going
walked
to
up this
say-
way if I was a traitor.
I'm going to stand here with my mouth agape.
Yeah. Okay. So make me just a quick initiative between you two.
I will pass. I don't think this is real. I'm not gonna stop this from happening. This is time like 85 or whatever.
Not you, silly goose.
Oh, okay.
Smith and
You mean
Ty.
these two? Oh, okay.
Natural 20.
All right.
Okay. So with your natural 20, you can strike first. You would like to shock and grasp, Varsha?
When a creature
That's
moves
correct.
into reach, you have, with the melee weapon you're wielding, you can use your reaction to expend a superiority die and make one melee attack against the creature using that weapon, which is what I would like to do.
Okay.
So he's going to reach out a hand. I just want... All I'm doing here is whipping out one of these Eskrima sticks and batting his hand out of the way.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's
Fuck
what
you
happened.
doing?
You go to...
And I stand in front of Varsha.
And then a bat poof, knocks your hands out of the way. You lose the charge for a moment.
Look at her.
What are you going to do?
You-
fucking electrocute her?
She'll be fine. She won't be if she stays like that.
You won't be. You stay like that. What the fuck are you playing at?
Ty, if I wanted to kill you, I would have come back here so that you couldn't see me. And then I would have burned the eyes from your skull.
You'd fucking try. You go fucking walkabouts, Tenno goes missing. Why the fuck didn't you tell us?
I told you.
You need to do some investigating.
That's right.
What is it, you don't trust me?
I don't trust anyone.
I don't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. I was already told to shut up. And
You are
but
interrupting.
I know that, but I just want to let you all know this is exactly what has been foretold by the Queen. If this is what we want to let her win here, because of course I was doing some thinking moments ago, and I was trying my best to interject with a potential theory about this entire thing. Our psyches are all being bent around the pinnacle point being Varsha and Varsha's psyche. Unfortunately, Varsha and her psyche seem to be a bit cracked at the moment, but I think that could also be because of the birth of one thing known as an Oni, which is usually done in a fantastical, horrible, gruesome way when someone dies in their dream. They are then to haunt and stay with the person who had at least killed them. So if this isn't true, then I believe we are in the falling state of the psyche of Varsha, and also the reality bending and falling inward toward her.
What the fuck is he saying?
That this isn't real. I'm dreaming. I'm trapped. I have done this I don't know how many times. Over 100 by now.
And all
Then-
these times, Varsha,
Mm-hmm.
have you felt any pain?
Yes.
I
How
don't
ma-
mean in your mind, Varsha. I mean physical pain.
Yes. It feels real.
Varsha,
Yes.
how many hands, how many fingers I'm holding up right now?
I don't know. You haven't done this before yet.
Okay. It was 2.
Great. I'll remember for next time.
So you're telling me, Varsha, I can slap the stupidity out of Smith?
I mean, you can try. I don't care. I'm going to wake up any second now anyway. And start all over right here, lying on the ground.
And this
Where you left me.
is exactly what I believe is the evidence we need. You have been cycling some sort of dream from this point? Is this what's going on?
Mm-hmm. I guess.
And what happens in these dreams? Is this?
I
Have I been
wake.
here?
I actually don't know if you've been here yet. I don't think so.
That's
I-
good.
Well, you say that. But things have changed a lot, so it's probably the same.
Mhm.
What has changed?
Well, I mean, the first 4 or 5 times I would wake up alone here and I would run to camp to get you. And I would tell you everything that happened. And then you would follow me back here, and then we would go east looking. We'd find a decapitated stone head, and then I'd freak out about maybe luring us into a trap, and then I'd start waking up and you were standing here, and then there were a couple times where I woke up and you were carrying me, and
Then we go east then, as he faces west.
East is over this way.
And thank you. Then we go east then. If that is what you are, if you are wishing and what your subconscious is saying, and you think it's some sort of trap, then that's the only way. If this is my theory
Yeah,
is
but then-
correct,
then Ty wakes me up. He always says something that makes me feel weird, and then my stomach feels nauseous, and then I wake up and start all over again.
Then he shouldn't say it.
Or just say it and see
That's
if
why
you
I said,
wake
have
up.
you ever been trapped when I woke up? Can you just tell me now? Do that. That's what you keep saying to me. That's how I know I'm stuck.
Well, I don't want to say it then, do I? Because you're not waking up, you're just restarting your fucking loop. So we need to figure out how to actually wake you up.
If we do head eastward, and my theories are correct, then there's a very good chance that the being in question would be working and tethered to, of course, that who created and sent. So, unfortunately,
Well, that's what I originally thought. And so we start heading east, but then the voice comes in and is like, come closer. And it makes me think that the hag is over there luring me in like a spider to a fly.
You're not completely incorrect. Though, if that's the only way to, defeat a spider in this case would be to, of course, get to the spider. See? It could
Unless
be the
I am
hag, it could
actually
be the
alone
queen,
by
it could-
myself and none of you are real and then the spider eats me.
Right. But we've all discovered that you are in reality.
I turn
I
to
feel
Brother
pain.
Sai.
I don't know. That hurt a little bit. So I am feeling pain, which means we must be in. Correct? Is this? I'm not sure how I can get to you.
So are we real or are we not real? Am I real?
I'm real.
You're not real.
Okay.
I stand up. All right, let's go east then.
Eastward then.
10 minutes walking. We're going to find the decapitated head. We're going to go a little bit further than that, and we're going to see a turned over tree that looks like there was a rib cage pulled out of it. And then further than that, we're going to find the rest of the decapitated head statue standing there without the head. And that's
All right.
as far as I've gotten.
Smith, you can go first, so I can keep my fucking eye on you.
Still looking at Ty. Don't ever touch me with those sticks again.
I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want, you psychopath. About that. Fuck are you gonna do about it?
Very well.
Immediately turn around and, what, kill our own?
A threat, Ty.
A threat.
That's right. Everything that you've worked for, everything that you strived for. I was trying to protect everything. Or at least find out what happened. I've got nobody to trust. Only these eyes. Only this mind. So I went to look for myself.
Right. First of all, you've got 3 people you can trust. Okay? Surprised you haven't
I
learned
don't
that lesson
know
yet.
about that, Ty. I don't know anymore.
Right, okay. Let's see. Jet, you've been in this fight about, what, a week? You two, you're the fucking enemy. I've been in this fight, on this side, my whole fucking life. You don't think they pick one of us up and scoop out our brains every fucking week? We don't instantly find and kill our own, you maniac. Alright? They know one plan that we made. It's not everything I've been working towards. Yeah? We make new plans. That's what we do. It's what we've always fucking done. That's the plan we made last week, and we make a new plan today. And that new plan, that's the plan they don't have. It's
I
as
didn't
simple
know
as that.
anything about this place, Ty.
Who gives a shit? This is what you
All
fuckers
of the
do
people
all the time.
here. You don't have a place to go back to anymore, Ty. It's gone.
We'll find one. Find another one.
We can't if this hag is inside someone's head.
You didn't know that, though, did you?
Which is why I went back to find out.
Yeah, which is why you could have brought us along.
Varsha lied to me, Ty.
No, I didn't.
You didn't
What
tell
lied to
me
them
about
about?
10-0.
Yeah, because I wasn't sure. And I knew you'd go crazy and want to kill him before we knew for sure what was happening. I also didn't want to scare anyone if I didn't know that that was reality. There's no point in bringing something up if it's, not for sure. At least that's what I thought at the time. But the moment I did know, what did I do? I called you with the sending stone. And I get that you're just a facet of me or whatever talking to me right now. And I understand the irony in me being annoyed at myself. But you ran off to go figure shit out by yourself and investigate by yourself. It's exactly what I did. So just shut the fuck up. And learn to actually rely on other people other than yourself.
Question. Did this happen in your dreams?
This exact conversation?
Yes.
No, but there have been others like it.
How close are we to this head that you were talking about before?
It should be right over there.
Make your way over toward the structure that was a decapitated head. The smooth stone reveals another smooth edge on the other side, as it is not a decapitated head.
That's different. It has always been a decapitated head.
I am going to reach into my pocket and get out my wand of detection, the crystal flask, and I'm going to just rub my finger around the edge of it and see if anything reverberates in this place.
Very familiar sight starts to happen, and that same whistling and that ringing of a detect magic comes from the crystal that is Jet's dowsing instrument. As he then reads the reverberations of the winds nearby, the wind blows through. It's blowing east.
The Spellwind seems to be pulling, but I don't see anything else. But that in and of itself is strange and new. Pulling to the east.
What, we're looking for a fucking monster? Or what, a
Yeah.
hag?
A hag is like bend over. She's red, yellow eyes. More
But
yellow.
what is an Oni? That is what Brother Sykes just brought up as well.
Yes,
I don't know what that
Oni
is.
a potential being or child of the various mishaps that happen inside a subconscious, usually done by dark magic. Those who die, of course, those who die could create, of course, the wind could reverberate through them to create various, of course, weaponry and tools of the like that have been imbued by the Spellwind, because energy, of course, is transferred and never deceased. Thus, there must be some sort of creation to something that happens, of course, this is only the theory, to those who are, who die in their sleep.
Are you
Thus
saying that
creating something else? It could, of course, be, if they're not wielding much, they could only be wielding their psyche at the time. And of course, that would then spawn, of course, the dark demon that is, of course, the only...
Are you saying Tenno died in his sleep?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
And he is this Oni.
Well, potentially, if there's... All evidence is pointing toward that being the case. If Varsha is going through these loops of haunts and things like that, then there must be some sort of reason to it. And of course, it's not a natural happenstance for someone to, of course, relive the same life over and over and over, or the same moments over and over again. And of course, especially if there are slight changes, and of course, if there is something drawing you somewhere. And
I
like
turned
you
to
said,
Varsha.
like a spider.
How did Tenno die?
She was on top of him. She was like focused on him, and he was mumbling and crying out for help. And I lashed out at her, and then she looked up at me and seemed surprised that I could see her.
And then he died?
He was gone. He just disappeared.
I take a deep breath and I say, okay, well, I guess we're going to look for him.
Is that what's happening to me right now? I'm just laying somewhere mumbling in my sleep.
No?
I don't think so. I don't know. But if you are, and then you see Violet fly again, and the colors in her solution start to shuffle and change again until blue, and then that same motion that you've seen many, many, many times before happens again, and you're doused in the blue radiance again of the Owl's Wisdom spell.
Owl's Wisdom, thank you.
Hands back on your shoulder, Jet.
So if I go east, am I waking up or am I surrendering?
I turn to Brother Sykes.
Well, usually, if we're still using the spider analogy, then the spider lures one, and analogies of puppet, mistress, and strands of web follow those to the spider to kill it. I'm not sure. The only way I'm starting to remember, because a lot of this is, I have learned this a long time ago in books, you see. Never really had to apply it in the field, but if I'm not mistaken, if we defeat them, this creature, this Oni, then you would be free from its torment. It's only if we can find it in and out of this realm. You see, it's both in your psyche and also here with us.
Varsha, call it a pussy.
Not sure what that would
Why?
have to do with anything.
It usually works for me. Want to draw someone out?
But you're
Call it a
me.
pussy. Come on, offer
You're
it
all-
out.
You're all just parts of me, right?
Parts of you don't even know who the fuck you are. Offer it out. Whatever
Yeah,
part
you're
of
right,
you
I don't,
is like
you're
me,
right, I
offer
don't,
it out
I
in
don't,
a fight.
I don't know who I am.
Are you saying that we should all yell pussy?
Call it a fucking pussy.
I'm
Offer it
not
out in a
doing that.
fight.
I think it's necessary.
Oh, no.
You're
Call it a twat.
you're why I'm in this mess.
Me,
Yes.
offer it out.
The part of me that lashed out immediately to try to protect Tenno, that's you. And you're the reason why I'm fucking laying on the side of the road by myself. And you're the part of my subconscious that understands magic and picked up some stuff and is trying to feed it back to me. And Jet, you're probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. And I just like your presence. You're the part that's making me feel better.
Right, do what he says then. What should we do, Jack?
Everybody make a perception check. As this conversation is happening.
13.
15.
Ty, you start to notice as this is happening, there is a babbling brook in the distance. At least you can hear that. And also, there is a creeping of a dense fog starting to crawl in from the east.
That's annoying, isn't it?
Yeah,
That noise.
I told you it'd be back.
All right, what does the fog mean?
I pull up my
How long
helmet.
does it last?
I don't know.
Looking through my goggles of night, and I begin to detect magic.
You activate the goggles, and you start to see, of course, the signals of arcane energy. And as you sort of look toward the east, the clouds themselves are lighting up in whatever signifying notification that is to you, arcane energy. The fog itself is some sort of magic.
What kind of magic?
What a great question. Make me a Arcana check as well.
$20.
Was it natural?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. It's a hybrid. A color, or at least the hue and registration that signifies both the ebb and flow of both necrotic and abjuration magic as it starts to creep in. And much like a fog, plumes sort of overlap each other, and in that is this bouquet of color that signify what that is.
I can see any faint auras around of any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic as well.
Do
I notice anything?
You do not notice anything besides this fog. And I think, paired with that, it could be tied to the presence of this creature.
The fog. It's magical.
For those who have not noticed it, you look down now and you see fog creeping in from the eastern side. There are striations of look like to be running black ink that sort of spire and spine through it as it sort of creeps and crawls around your location. Not surrounding you yet, but in the distance, sort of creeping through the brush and up and dipping into some of the pools and crawling up some of the surface as it does.
Death magic and abjuration magic.
So it is my death.
Has it happened before?
No, not yet.
Right. Have you tried doing any of this without actually asking us?
What do you mean?
Like, what happened when you did this by yourself?
I didn't do it by myself. I always ask you for help.
Right. So you don't know your own potential, right? Because if you did,
Jesus,
you'd
Ty.
know that you're more than enough. So ignore him and him and him. What do we need to do, Varsha?
I need all of you. Right? If you're my anger and you're my confidence and you're my hope, I need all of it to work and function properly. I can't just do it by myself. Right?
Do what?
Wake up.
At that moment, you say, wake up, sort of under your breath and to yourself, more to anybody else. Out of the fog, the inky fog, there is a swirl that starts to grow tall, large,
Here she comes.
hulking creature. It looks like it has oil-slicked body, masculine, as it has a torn top knot up into its ratted skull. It does look like its loose skin has been tied back with it as a grimace of sharp fangs, as well as these sunken-in white eyes that you've seen over and over and over again. The muck of the swamp nearby crawls up this oily body and creates this cloak, this quilted cloak that you have seen over and over again, signifying the visage of Tenno, as this large, hulking Oni stares at you and says,
Time to dance, Varsha.
and that is where we're going to call the episode today.
What the fuck?
Tyrannosaur.
It's a Terrestrial.
We can all do.
Mastodon.
We can summon the Megazord.
Yeah, exactly. With our powers.
Triceratops.
Yeah, exactly. So that is, what is this one? This one is...
That was fucking insane.
What is this, episode 29, 28, 29?
29,
29, missed light.
29 twice.
Perfect.
Fuck.
Yep,
Episode
exactly.
28.
Is that why you
of
had
Miss
the
Light.
fucking miss come through?
Yes, it is.
No, I can title it Miss Light.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not. I'm definitely calling it Varsha in the bush.
Perfect.
It's worth two in the hand.
Two loops in the hand. Thanks everybody for being here. We're gonna go around and just sort of decompress, talk about ourselves, and yeah. So I don't know. That was a lot of fun. I was moments before today. I was like, I think this can happen, and then someone said something off the cuff, and I was like, all right, everyone shut up. I'm making a map. And they're like, what? And they're like, don't worry about it. So we had to anyway. It was a lot of fun, and I'm really glad we saw what we saw today, because that was fucking cool to watch. There was a lot of really cool scenes between everybody.
Really cool.
Yeah. So thank you all for that. Let's go around.
I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know if they're playing, like, when I had goosebumps. We went to break as I was saying this, but I had goosebumps when Brad was like, why don't I ever get trapped? Because it very much felt like me talking to me, and the way he did that was so fucking good. And then, and I don't know if Varsha's awake right now or if this is still going on in her brain, but I love that it can be either way, and that Smith being the angry part of, like, if you look back at everybody in this episode, they're playing it in a way in which Varsha has this personality for each person, and it's so interesting to look at and be like, okay, well, that's the angry, mad at the sworn part of Varsha. Here's the confident part of Varsha, and then here's Varsha's hope, and it's represented by people in her party. That's so cool.
It was,
Sorry, anyway, that's it.
It was
I'm
beautifully
discussing.
done and amazing
Yeah.
to watch. Like I said, it was
Holy
really
shit.
fucking cool. Let's start with you, PB.
No, that's it. That's all
Okay,
I have
great.
to say. Thank
That's
you,
it.
everyone. I usually have a very hard time if I feel like I spend too much time in an episode, and I felt very supported today, so that was very cool. So thank you. I don't know if we're dreaming or if we're live, but it's
I was
fucking
ready to let you
badass,
do the
whatever it
whole
is.
episode. Just the whole thing.
Yeah.
And here we go, starting from the top. And she
Kind of did.
Yeah.
Kinda.
Yeah.
No, I felt very supported the whole way through, so it just felt great. So yeah, thanks.
Of course.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's
it was
me.
awesome. Everybody go check out Pumpkinberry. She does a lot of role playing over in Wild RP. She also does a lot of variety streams as well. And she's also a great storyteller and GM here on Table Story. So you want to check
Saturdays.
out. Yep. We've
Title
got
Blades.
Title Blades on Saturdays right now.
Which is time travel central. Crazy shit happened in that one.
So yeah, definitely, if you like today's episode, definitely check out her stuff and her stories. It was heavily inspired by some of the stuff she does. So thank you for that and for inspiring me to tell this one today and to do this for you. So yeah, and moving on to Meyer.
Hello, my name is Maya, and I played Jed for you today.
Or did you?
Or did you?
Wake up. Today was really
This
cool.
was all pre-recorded.
It was really cool to get like again, you mentioned like a PB-esque sort of like episode with like the whole time travel and like surrealism kind of thing was really cool to delve into, and to kind of like not know it was coming up, and then to think, what did I say back at the beginning to make this time loop realistic?
Yeah.
That was a really cool challenge. That was really cool. Everything about this episode's really awesome. I love tangents like this, and I'm looking forward to seeing what happens with this Oni very soon, like next week. But yeah, my name is Meyer. I played Jet for you today. I also play, I do RP stuff on my channel nowadays, on Wild RP. You can find me there as either Dallas, the Ranger, or Crispin, the Reporter. I'm going to be doing some of that today. I also do, I'm doing a Halo-thon right now on my channel. So like, we've almost finished everything now. We finished Halo 4 a couple days ago. We're doing Halo Reach, and then that's going to be the end of our Halo-thon. And then I'm going to be looking for more game stuff to do. Gonna maybe like try and steal Brad's game vote and stuff and steal his whole thing. I'll get some like facial filters and, you know, yeah.
Good.
Right.
Yeah.
So twitch.tv/MeyerWoto, and I'll see you next time, guys.
It's all right. You're allowed to do it. It's not like I haven't been drained of intellectual property before.
Good.
Oh, perfect. Speaking of being drained of intellectual property, Brad?
Hi. I too was in Gone. I was in Gone. That's why I kept asking you questions, because it's the worst when you're in Gone and somebody just keeps repeatedly asking you a question. You're like, fuck, I'm in a dream within a dream. This is bullshit. And you realize 3 episodes after the fucking storyline began.
Every second of today, but it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, it was very, very fun. Yeah, I feel like this last one was the real one though, and we're actually kind of awake. Maybe, I'm not sure, or maybe we kill it and then
I
only
love that
Varsha
it could be
breaks
either
out,
way. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't tell fully.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I think we have to all still remember what we all said. Still,
Just
one more
in
time
case.
for next week. I'm not sure, which is going to be very hard to do. Maybe.
And now Sykes in the equation, so now I got to do that too.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was fun, man. Having to keep, because I had 2 layers of it as well, because I also had the side, I had to remember from, I've kind of forgotten until this begun that like Ty was on the outside of all of the information from last week as well.
Yeah.
And it kind of came down. So then I was like, oh yeah, man, I have to not only remember
have
what
to
was
keep
being
reverting.
said, but I have to keep
did great.
remembering that
Yeah.
I didn't know what I didn't know.
Yeah.
Which
Very
was like,
good.
I was like,
Yeah.
There's
So
one of those
glad it
ones that
wasn't
means-
me.
Yeah, there was one of those where you're like, what happened to Tenno? And I was like, oh, right, he doesn't know right now.
I was like,
Yeah,
oh my God. So that was a whole thing, and then he's just heartbroken about it because he thought, you know, it's like a trust thing, and he was like, oh, I split off. He's kind of, this is his new cell of the Entente, right? That he broke off from
Yeah.
Lorcan,
Yeah.
and yeah, so he's like, oh man,
Fuck, it's falling apart. Yeah.
yeah, because everyone's fallible, right? And Smith is just a broken man. Everyone's just broken, right? And everyone's playing
Yeah.
through their fallible personality traits, and then it's represented potentially just inside of Varsha's subconscious in a dream. Is so fucking the craziest shit ever.
Yeah.
Super
It's so
fun.
good.
Yeah. And no tech issues as well.
Yeah.
Was it a dream?
It must be a dream.
I guess it was.
Yeah.
It was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I'm doing a game vote tomorrow on my channel, which I stole from Maya. That Maya had in a
Typical.
dream. So you can come by and vote on which game you want me to play on my channel for the next however long it takes me to beat the game.
Remember to
and I'm
vote
also
for
playing Wild
Bloodborne
Arms.
tomorrow.
It's
Again.
vote Bloodborne plays. I love that game. And that's it, man. I got nothing to say.
Hell yeah. Follow Brad Wodo, everybody. Awesome storyteller. Also does a lot of Red Dead and as well as GM's Mistlight, which is on hiatus right now. So definitely go and check out that and catch up. So when it comes back, you'll be up and ready. Thank you so much, buddy. It was a lot of fun. Whack. I almost called you Smith. Whack. Whacksmith.
Whacksmith.
I'm the Whacksmith.
Oh man, that was tough
Yeah.
to do. I don't like being that state for that long.
Yeah.
That's rough, man.
Yeah.
I think you thinking that it's anger that drives Smith is
Well, I was going to say something else, but I
Being in that
thought it
state.
would depress everybody in the chat. But I know what you're putting down. It's her self-hatred, and I fucking love it. The get up soldier is what made me go, okay, this is the part of her that she fucking
His own like
that hates herself.
self-loathing reflected.
Yep. It's
It's
Very
the self
reflected through you.
absolute,
I thought
you're
the
a
same
piece
thing.
of trash. Get up. Why can't you do this? Yeah, you did a very good job. And I was like, oh, ow.
it kind of feels gross to get into that mindset
Yeah.
for that long.
Yeah.
Oh
You did it
man,
really well, though.
When Ty did the scream of sticks, I'm like, holy shit! Do I go invisible and burn out his eyes right now? Because that's what,
Yeah.
like, it's so close. Like,
You
fuck.
will try.
And it was just, oh my god.
I have a lot of new tricks though, I think.
Yeah, it's fucking, it's rough to be in that mindset for that long. It's just what I
I'm
come
waiting
back
for
to
when
there.
I have to fight Smith again, because I have been seeding every episode with Myth. Like, yeah, I'm just watching how he sets his armor up in the hopes that at some point I could be like,
Yep.
okay, Myth, how do I kill him, please? 'Cause he's gonna burn my eyes out.
If you want to see me not play a man that is just a fucking nightmare, go check out some of the other stuff I'm in. I play a very a much more lighthearted character than Smith on Tidal Blades. I play a character called Kelp Fairwater. And we're just at a wonderful point in the story right now, and it's been really, really fun to play, and PB's been doing such an excellent job. Make sure you check out Tidal Blades on Saturday at 4 p.m. Eastern. I am also running Rime of the Frost Maiden. That's on Fridays at 5 p.m. Eastern, and we are very close to the end of that, so you should check that out before it goes bye-bye. And that's been a wonderful campaign as well. And I gotta absolutely give props to Myth today for setting this up. Watching PB's face when she realized what was going on was the best. It was the best.
Oh.
I was like,
I saw chat being like,
I was
get
fist
PB'd,
pumping.
PB.
I was fist pumping. I was like, yes, so good. It was so good, dude. Well done. Well done. And everybody did so well. And I'm so curious what is going through Jet's mind since Smith asked him to keep everything quiet. And now he's heard all this stuff. And like, I'm so curious. Like, is Jet okay? Is Jet all right? Because
Hold it together. Hold it
this was
together.
a lot.
Yeah.
This was a lot. And seeing Smith in that state also, like returning that way,
Yeah.
I tried as hard as I could to have like this change in the stoic behavior. Even, you could see like death.
Well, yeah, you tried to shocking grasp Varsha.
Yep.
Like that by itself is a bit horrific.
It's like,
That's what he would have done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
This is the
It's also-
fastest way to wake her up.
yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like
Yeah.
like drawing the katana without drawing blood. It's like I have to. I'm already in this mode. I have to. Something has to
Yeah.
happen.
Yep.
Hit there with
Yeah.
the flat side of my blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think,
Uh,
for the record, that Ty would have let that happen had I not assumed you were doing some fuck around traitorous shit. Because from his perspective, you snuck off and then Tenno went missing, like all of a sudden, and
Right,
it just
right,
looks really bad on Smith.
Yeah, yeah.
But like the shocking grasp to wake her up thing probably wasn't the worst idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But from
Yeah.
from Ty's perspective, he's like, you're
Ty's
gonna kill.
like,
You're
he's
about
gonna
to kill
kill.
us all.
He's killing everyone. He's killing
Yeah.
everyone. Why on?
Yeah.
He's gone mad.
He would not do it that way.
But I think that that's interesting too, because if you look at the episode as if it's Varsha's dream or Varsha's subconscious, then you're looking at the representation of Smith and Ty warring against each other, and why she chose that representation. It's fucking cool. You can take it either way. They could be awake or they could not be. It's so awesome. God damn it.
Just a great job all around.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you're following Mythematic, and if you want to help support Myth and Spellwind, go check out patreon.com/Spellwind.
Hey, thank you.
Thank you.
And go to me. Yeah, thank you so much. Honestly, everybody, for playing. I'm blessed having you all at the table and playing with me and telling this awesome story around the world of Hearth and this setting of Spellwind. Today was really cool. I keep telling them that it is a sandbox. I mean, like, if the world will interact with how you interact with the world. So if you want to go off of the rails, which there aren't any, you can. If you want to go east when there's north and west, and it's sort of pointing you that direction, and you want to go that way, There'll be story. So I think today was a really cool example of that, in last week as well, where it was just sort of, this is how you're interacting, and this is how we're going to tell the story. So just thank you for letting me have a place to tell the story the way I do, and just for trusting me with the story. And also thank you, all of you, for watching and watching this pretty fun show. As for me, you can follow me on twitter.com/Mythematic. See what I'm up to when I'm up to stuff. Right now, I'm taking a little bit of a break from streaming. I'm getting the itch, though, so I may come back at some point, but I'll be keeping it probably low-key as I sort of figure out and the weather changes, so I can do more outdoor stuff for my YouTube channel, The Deep Woodsman. Check me out on TikTok as well for some more role-play things. But yeah, thank you, everybody, for this. We will be back next week and see what happens out on this river with this Oni. Goodbye, everybody. Be well, and we'll see you for
It's the river
Bryan.
of sticks, isn't it?
What was that?
Nothing.
Did I already screw something up? Oh, and the music stuff.
No,
Okay,
I
we gotta
said
go.
it's
This
the.
is it. This is
Okay,
it.
bye.
They
Bye.
played the music out. Quick.
Shit.
They stopped the music.